Hey everyone! Today, we're taking a journey back in time to answer an important question: when and how was SMA first discovered? Spinal muscular atrophy may seem like a modern medical term, but its history goes back more than a century. The road to understanding SMA has been long and complex, filled with groundbreaking discoveries, dedicated researchers, and significant medical advancements. Let's go back to the beginning. The first observations of SMA, the earliest known description of what we now call spinal muscular atrophy, dates back to the late 19th century. In 1891, a German neurologist named Werdnig first documented a group of children who had severe muscle weakness from an early age. Just a few years later, in 1893, another neurologist, Johann Hoffmann, expanded on Werdnig's findings and provided even more detailed case studies of children with progressive muscle wasting. These two doctors were among the first to recognize SMA as a distinct condition, so much so that the most severe form of SMA was originally called Werdnig-Hoffmann disease. At the time, doctors didn't fully understand why these children had muscle weakness. They could see that the muscles were shrinking and weakening, but they didn't yet know the cause. It would take nearly a century before scientists discovered the genetic link behind SMA. Understanding SMA as a neuromuscular disorder. As medical science advanced in the 20th century, researchers began to understand that SMA wasn't just a muscle disorder, it was a disease affecting the spinal cord and motor neurons. In the 1950s and 60s, neurologists used new technologies like electromyography and muscle biopsies to study SMA in more detail. They found that the problem wasn't in the muscles themselves, but in the anterior horn cells of the spinal cord. These are the motor neurons that control voluntary muscle movement. This discovery was a turning point in understanding SMA as a neuromuscular disorder, meaning it originates in the nervous system but primarily affects the muscles. The genetic discovery of SMA. Even though doctors had identified SMA as a neuromuscular disease, the biggest breakthrough came in the 1990s. Scientists knew SMA ran in families, but they didn't know the exact cause until 1995. That year, researchers discovered that SMA is caused by mutations in the SMN1 gene, which stands for survival motor neuron 1. This gene is responsible for producing a protein essential for motor neuron function. Without enough of this protein, motor neurons in the spinal cord begin to die, leading to muscle weakness and atrophy. This discovery was a game changer. It helped scientists understand not just what causes SMA, but also paved the way for genetic testing, early diagnosis, and eventually, treatment development. How this discovery led to modern treatments. Once researchers identified the SMN1 gene as the cause of SMA, they started working on ways to fix or compensate for the missing protein. This led to groundbreaking treatments like Spinraza, the first FDA-approved treatment, which boosts SMN protein production by targeting the backup SMN2 gene. Zolgensma, a one-time gene therapy that replaces the faulty SMN1 gene with a working copy. Evrysdi, an oral medication that also increases SMN protein production. These treatments wouldn't exist today without the discoveries made in the 1990s. It took over a century of research, from Werdnig and Hoffmann's first observations to genetic breakthroughs, to bring us where we are today. Why this history matters. So why does all of this matter? Understanding the history of SMA helps us appreciate how far we've come in diagnosing, treating, and supporting individuals with this condition. It also highlights the importance of continued research. Even though we now have treatments, scientists are still working toward the ultimate goal, a full cure for SMA. SMA has come a long way from being a mysterious, misunderstood condition to one of the most researched neuromuscular disorders today. And it all started with two doctors in the 1890s, followed by decades of research, leading to life-changing treatments in the modern era. If you found this video informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it to help spread awareness about SMA. And let me know in the comments, what other topics would you like to see covered? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.